Hi everyone, it's Sally Estlin from Magic Mike Moments. How are we all doing? So today I'm very excited to sit down and have a beautiful chat with Chu Tang. Hi Chu, welcome to Magic Mike.
Hi, Sally. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, good. So before we get into it, let me just do a little introduction about Chu. So Chu is more than a health and wellness entrepreneur. She is a compassionate advocate for the well-being of busy professionals. Recognizing the struggles faced by those who give tirelessly to their working communities, Chu is dedicated to helping them reclaim control over their health and achieve peak performance. What's not to love about that? So in 2000s, wow, that's 24 years ago, a significant
Mhm.
loss ignited Chu's transformative journey. Witnessing her dearest person die from breast cancer, she resolved to explore alternative medicine systems, driven by an unwavering determination to support her loved ones without ever feeling vulnerable and helpless. Her move to New Zealand, where she contributed, wait for this one, to the iconic trilogy of The Lord of the Rings, wow, superstar, cemented her new health journey. Chu continued her training in health and wellness across New Zealand, Australia, Arizona, and California. So in 2022, Chu witnessed her uncle's speech recovery from a stroke in just 2 hours. Wow, 2 hours with its light
Mhm.
therapy patching technology. When tears gushed down her auntie's cheeks after hearing her name again from her husband, Chu found her specific purpose to advocate for and share the transformative health potential of the light therapy patch with people globally in more than 70 countries. Chu firmly believes that with determination and perseverance, anything is possible. It's so true. Her message is clear. Never give up. As long as there's breath, there's hope. So without further ado, over to you, Chu. Wow, fascinating bio there. What an experience. Do you want to share a little bit about your journeys and some of the
Yeah.
challenges you've overcome? Wow. And I just love, finding this product that's really helped you or helping people. I mean, that's a massive turnaround from a stroke in two
Yeah.
hours. So welcome anyway. Let's get into it.
All right. I guess in my life, I was always faced with taking uncomfortable action. So, I was born in Cambodia, right? I had a perfect childhood.
Wow.
Yeah, perfect childhood. And then I had to move to Vietnam. So that was kind of uncomfortable. But my parents said, hey, you move to Vietnam so we could go to school properly
Yeah.
because it was not legal to study Chinese. My family's Chinese
Mm-hmm.
in Cambodia. So we moved to Vietnam, so away from my parents. And then we moved to US, right? Moved to
How old
US
were you when you moved to US?
and I was about between 12 and 13.
Oh, so really young. So you
Yeah,
did
very young, very young,
years.
very young.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then later on I moved to New Zealand. That was a big move.
I know, but
So
we were chatting prior to this show, and when you moved to New
yeah,
Zealand, everyone was like, "Why are you going there?" And you're going, "I'm doing this thing called, Lord of the Rings, which no
yeah,
one knew about."
yeah. Something very interesting is that in my life when I met this one person that was my colleague, and he mentioned about The Hobbit, J.R. Tolkien, The Hobbit, and I never heard of that author before. I was so you know not very good, and he said this is Hobbit, and I said okay fine. So then I went and picked up a comic version of The Hobbit. So I start reading it, right? And then I get to the dragon, to the treasure, and I say something is drawing. I don't understand something. And he said, yeah, there's this company called Weta, in New Zealand. And I don't know why. It's just that. And then I saw that big pillar sculpture,
Yeah,
in Lord of the Ring. I would pronounce the wrong name, because J.R. Tolkien has different name and different alias. But
yeah.
when I see that, I say, oh my God, it's like a big gate opening, right? Yeah. So I apply, and then I got the job. And
And
then,
what were you doing as part of the production?
so I was in the visual effects department.
Oh, wow, that
Yeah.
must be
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, so on the Lord of the Ring, because the Fellowship of the Ring, there are 13 of them, right?
Yep.
And the only two I didn't do was Gimli and Sam. The rest I created digital double. Yeah.
Wow, you're so
Yeah. So
clever.
no, it was a teamwork, right?
Yeah,
Teamwork. And so my job was I wrote a program so the artist can use the program to make it look photoreal. It's about the shading, right? The
yeah,
shading.
yeah.
So I get to hold like the real prop like Eliza Wood's Sting, the sword, and then the cloak they were using, the real cloak. We have to really understand the material of it and everything, and then Gandalf's staff, all that. So
Fantastic. So what year was this? Like, was this early?
2000.
Yeah, 2000, right?
Yeah. And of course I get to meet the actors too, right? I mean, they came to New Zealand and they would try to cheer us up, oh yeah, you're doing a good job, and they call us Digi, because Digi stands for like digital, right?
Yeah, did you? Yeah. That's so cool.
You Digi, no?
I can't believe that was like 24 years ago. That's incredible.
I know.
So you know, like a couple of years ago, and then that put New Zealand on the map big time. And yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was my excitement.
Oh, yeah. So, fast forwarding then when we were talking about in your bio, and, you've had some really big challenges in your life, and,
Yeah.
and you've had such an interesting life as well with doing all different things. So, what do you think at the end of the day? Like, what is your superpower? Why are people drawn to you specifically? Because, you've had this turnaround and found your purpose and your pathway forward. And then what is it about you that people just love about you? What's not to love about you?
I think I always stay very positive because and then I believe everything could be done. As long as we're still alive, everything could be done. So when someone told me that, oh, it cannot be done, usually I get more excited and say, oh yeah, let me go prove that it can be done. Yeah. So I think people come to me for questions, for problems, and even though I'm not a doctor, but they, because they think that I always think outside the box.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, fantastic. So, look, do you want to talk about a little bit about the light therapy patches and the products?
Yes.
Because like that's an incredible story talking about your uncle with stroke.
So I heard about it probably a year before I actually use it, because it's a quarter size, it's a very small patch, and then I thought, what can it do? It looks like a Band-Aid, and it's white, and what can it do? So, but then one day, which is like 2 years ago, my friend gave me some sample. And I was going to LA for a big wedding, right? So 20 of us stay in an Airbnb. And so 19 of us witnessed my uncle, who also stayed at Airbnb, that he couldn't call anyone's name, including his wife's name. Yeah, and his wife's name is very simple. It's just Hong, one syllable.
Yeah.
He just couldn't call. Yeah, and at that time he was living in Austria. And Austria, they have pretty good doctors, but and then speech therapists and all that. But for some reason, no one could help him to pronounce names. And also his memory and just the way that he's very, very kind of gibberish too. So we all pretend like we understood him. Yeah. And then 2 hours later, so I put the patch on. Actually, I put the patch. Yeah, hi, I'm wearing the patch today. You look like this.
There you go. Well, yeah, wow.
Just a little bit.
They really do look like a Band-Aid, right?
Yeah. And the opaque version is actually nanocrystal of salt, sugar, water, amino acid. And it basically acts like a mirror to reflect our body light.
Right.
Because of the reflection, it reflects a particular light frequency. Yeah, and this particular one is the stem cell activation patch. So it's the exact one that I gave to my uncle, right? So I put it right exactly the same location on the back of the neck.
Yep.
And 2 hours later, he called my auntie's name.
That's incredible. So that's stem cell activation, right? And
it's stem cell activation.
And it's
our own stem cell.
Yeah, and it's using reflection back of the light. Is that right? So
yes, our own light. So it's kind of like a back. Everything is our body doing is
healing itself, right?
So there's no medicine, nothing go through the skin. It just act like a mirror.
Because I've got a number of clients that have used these light therapy patches, but I've never heard of so close to home the stories like that, and that's incredible. And so within 2 hours, he said his wife's name. That's incredible. So how long ago was that? Like, you've just been on this journey ever since using light therapy, and that's
So that was June 2022, and what is funny is that I get so into it. I say, wow, what a simple solution, especially for people who are so busy. And then I get into really study what how important stem cells are. And then 6 months later, I got laid off from my corporate job, right? Because I didn't have the courage to quit because the pay and all that, right?
Yeah,
So
security, right?
yeah, security. And I told my husband, say, wow, I'm so passionate about this lifeway patches. If I get laid off, maybe that's God's plan. And then sure enough, 6 months later, I got laid off. And then of course it was hard, right? It was not, yeah, it was not pleasant. But then my life changed. So now it's like, wow, I get to be my own boss. I get to help people, and yeah.
It's so fantastic, Chu. It absolutely is. So that leads into my next question. What do you think is the biggest issue facing your clients, the people that you work with? What's the sort of the number one thing that is really niggling them that you can help them with?
I would think is most people are very overwhelmed.
So
Yeah,
true.
because we live in a very like overloaded like social media
Yeah.
information,
Yeah.
overwhelmed, and then so they don't have time to really focus on something that's important. And to me, preventive health, preventive medicine is so important
Oh,
because it takes years to develop a disease. So we have to take care of our health really way, 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 ahead of everything else, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so on that because it's not just
Mhm.
about looking after your health now, it's preventing illness down the track, and whatever we can
Yeah.
do now to help our future 10-year-old, 10 years on down the track or 20 years,
Right.
it's all
Hmm.
about doing the work now. And I see
Yeah.
with my parents and, regular exercise, being healthy, it's just, we might think that we're invincible when we're young, but it does catch up with us. I promise everybody, once you hit your 40s and 50s, then
Yeah.
and then it starts to embed itself. So it is
Yeah.
so true. And you're spot on about it's such a fast-paced world, and we are so stressed and overwhelmed, and we get
Mhm.
quite stuck and no time to find that focus. And it's so important that we do find that focus and make our health
Yeah.
a priority. And
Yeah.
so how would you recommend using these light wave? They're called light wave patches, is that right?
Yeah. 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 Like LifeWay patches. It's very simple because you just put it on for 12 hours,
Yeah.
and then after 12 hours you could toss it or you could give it to your pets because the patch is good for 24 hours, right? So the
Right.
second 12 hour is not 100%,
Yeah.
but hey, come on, our dogs and cats, they have stem cell too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anybody. Yeah. I don't know. It's brilliant. So, what would you, based on all your knowledge, experience, and wisdom, and all the journeys you've been on, what do you think are your 3 top tips to help people that we're to sort of encourage them to get out of this overwhelm, if you like?
Yeah, so for me, I think they first have to really, no matter how difficult a problem is, you can always break it down.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
you always break it down and into small steps. It's kind of like when I was writing programming, same thing. Because like for instance, when I was creating the digidouble for Frodo, right? So there was a scene that's really close up, and we're like, oh no, it doesn't matter how big the problem is. You break it down, and then you become less overwhelmed. Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
love that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, number one.
Yeah.
What's another one? I love that.
Another one is using the energy to solve the problem instead of wasting energy on thinking that you're gonna fail.
You were talking my language, sister. I love it. Using your energy in a positive way, right?
Yeah, yeah,
For good.
yeah, yeah. And then think simple, think simple, because I always like the KISS, they call it the KISS method, keep it
Yeah.
simple and stupid, think simple. Yeah, so that's why I like the patches are so simple. It's
Oh, I
you don't
love
have
it
to.
too. Yeah. So
Yeah.
would you recommend like just when you're having, once a week, or how do you use it with your clients?
Oh, so my client, it depends, right? If they have like a really like big health issue,
Yep.
then we recommend them wear it once a day,
Yep.
right? And then so now, like for my husband and I, we already in our maintenance mode, meaning that we don't have pain, we don't have any major health issue.
Yep,
Then we
mate.
could wear it every other day, Yeah. And then, oh, you could skip weekend, you know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so like I love that because it's getting them over that critical phase of
Yeah.
with having that illness, and then just maintaining ongoing.
Yeah.
Maintenance is everything, the first step is
Yeah.
getting you to that stable place, but then
Yeah.
maintaining that space. And that's what I do
Yeah.
with healing work too. It's just like getting them out
Yeah.
of that critical phase into this
Yeah.
balanced, aligned phase. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we've got our 3 top tips, which let's just to recap on that. Breaking down the problems into smaller steps so it reduces the overwhelm.
Mhm.
Using your energy in a positive way rather than draining you, allowing that
Mhm.
energy to drain you, and then just keep it simple. Stick to the kiss.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid, baby.
Mhm.
So I have this mantra, let go, step up, and be more. And it's about letting go for me. It's about letting go of other people's opinions, dramas, let go of
Yeah.
getting in
Yeah.
my way, stepping up and just being more of myself. So
Mhm.
how in your journey do you think, or what have you let go of, or where have you stepped up and where have you become more of yourself, or any story that
Yeah.
experience that just was that turning point for you?
Yeah. So before I always worry that how people judge me, especially my family.
Yeah, yeah. Particularly like, in your culture, I'm sure it was very judgy.
Yeah. And so I'm always very shy about exposing who I really am, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But now, because now I'm a business owner, right? So now I also feel like, it's no good to keep my positive viewpoint to myself, right?
yeah.
So recently I create a YouTube channel. So I start
Yes, sister.
and then also I host podcasts, and my family is like, oh, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what they think.
So you've stepped up to be seen, right? And you're doing it and
Yeah.
using your voice. I love it.
Yeah. And then if I don't like the way I look, it's fine. I let it go.
Because you let that stuff go as we age. We're aging gracefully, but there's some things we can do the best,
Yeah.
like live a healthy lifestyle, have a great healthy mindset, and all the rest
Yeah.
is gravity and go, well, it is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
I love that. And you're just being more of you. You're just being comfortable in your own skin, aren't you?
Yeah, and I think that, who knows? If some people who is very depressed, they may happen to watch my YouTube channel, it may be, help them to get uplifting, I don't know, right? So why do I have to worry about how I look and how I sound?
Yeah, it's just people resonate to you, the essence of who you truly are. When you're
Yeah.
in alignment and flow, I like it to equate it to you having your own personal YouTube channel or radio station. People tune into that and they just go, I love
Yeah.
that. I'm vibing that and I just want more of it. I love that, Chu, because you can feel your energy over Zoom. I'm sure
Oh,
kids can just
no,
feel
I
that
like your energy too. I love your energy.
mutual admiration society here. But it's time. So what's your podcast called?
My podcast is called Your Win, WIN podcast. And then
Yep.
my YouTube is Ageless Mind.
Ageless
Yeah.
mind. Oh my
Yeah.
God, sister, that is so up my alley.
I
Ageless.
know I want to own that domain, but but it's so expensive.
Well, let's just put it out to the universe. It's very powerful time at the moment. Ageless Mind is your YouTube channel and your
Yeah.
the podcast. Right, cool.
Yep.
Okay. So, and look, at the end of the day, what is it that drives you, that gets you out of bed, where your passion lies, makes your soul sing? What is it at the end of the day?
It's helping another person, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
helping another person get educated, helping another person. Because I totally believe that our body is made to heal, and our big pharmaceutical is not helping us because it doesn't. They don't make. They don't. I mean, they don't stay rich when we're all healthy. So
No.
yeah.
I was a contributing author into a book, The Inside Effect, and how the body has the innate ability to heal itself. And
Ah,
absolutely, it's my passion.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
I think what you're doing is helping other people realize that they can,
Yes.
heal themselves. And all we do is assist them, right? Just to hold their hand
Yep.
through it.
Yep.
I love it. So, so how can people find you? We've got your YouTube, Ageless Mind. We've got
Yeah.
your podcast called Your Win.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
where's the place to get hold of you, Chu, and to find out more about these light wave patches?
LinkedIn, my LinkedIn. So I share my bio dot site /Chu Tang. yeah, so it has my link, has link to my Facebook, my LinkedIn. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll put all those links in when we
Yeah.
post this up. So wow, Chu, I've just absolutely loved having you on the show today. Your energy is amazing. I love the stories about getting involved with Lord of the Rings before it was popular, and you just followed the energy, right? You took a gamble and you just said, "Nah, that sounds good. I'm into it." So, and look,
Yeah, it's strange when your heart lead you to something. It's just I couldn't explain it. Yeah.
well, look at the universe working out for you with the light wave patches.
Mm.
All of a sudden, the job,
Yeah.
you had to pull up your big girl undies and just go, "Ooh, okay."
Yep.
This path.
Yeah.
Sure. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being a guest
Yeah.
on Magic Mike Moments. I've absolutely loved and adored chatting with you. Your energy is amazing, and what you're doing.
Thank
Reach
you.
out to Chu because we just heard the amazing story about her uncle with the stroke and then being able to talk. And look, it makes a lot of sense because the body is healing itself. It's just activating your own stem cells using your own body's light. So what's
Yep.
not to like about that? That makes a lot of sense, and I love that it's simple. I love simple things.
Yep. Thank you for an incredible host.
Okay, well, we'll chat again soon. Please come
Yep.
back on the show and we'll get further updates. Okay, Chu, we'll catch
All
you
right.
soon. Thanks, everyone, for joining Magic Mike, and we'll
Thank
see you
you,
in the
everyone.
next episode.